Hello and welcome back to our course on computational methods. Today we are diving into one of the most fundamental parts of numerical linear algebra, matrix factorization techniques and eigenvalue problems. These techniques are the backbone of solving large systems efficiently, something every engineer, computer scientist, and data analyst will need to master. Let's begin with the idea of factorization. Imagine you're solving a system of equations, and instead of tackling it directly, you break your matrix into two simpler matrices, one lower triangular and one upper triangular. This is what we call LU decomposition. It transforms matrix A into the product of two matrices L and U, such that A equals LU. The magic here is that solving two triangular systems is way faster and more stable computationally. In Doolittle's method, we construct L as a lower triangular matrix where the diagonal elements are all 1, and U as an upper triangular matrix containing the rest. We start populating the entries column-wise and row-wise using recurrence relations. The upper matrix is computed using known elements of L. And once we have the first row of U, we go row by row to calculate L. Let's see a concrete example to lock this in. Consider the matrix A with components 2, 1, 1, 4, minus 6, 0, minus 2, 7, and 2. We want to factor this into L and U. We know L will look like this and U will have this form. Step number 1. Compute the first row of U. U11 will be equal to 2, U12 will be equal to 1, and lastly, U13 will be equal to 1. Then we move to L for the second row. Step 2 is to update U entries using the L values. And finally, we calculate for U33. We have successfully decomposed A into L and U that are the following matrices as shown. That's Doolittle method. Elegant, logical, and computationally light. Now, Kraut's method is a slight variation. This time, it's the upper triangular matrix U that has all ones along the diagonal, and we compute entries in L more freely. Both methods give us LU decomposition. The only difference is where the ones go. This could impact the numerical stability based on the problem at hand. For symmetric, positive definite matrices, we take it a step further and choose the Chalske method. This factorizes the matrix as A equals L transpose, where L is a lower triangular matrix and LT is its transpose. This method is faster and uses less storage. Only half of the matrix needs to be computed. But remember, the matrix must be symmetric and positive definite. This often comes up in simulations, physics, and optimization. Let's now switch gears and talk about eigenvalues, the secret sauce behind stability, vibration modes, facial recognition, and even Google's page rank. The power method is a numerical way to estimate the dominant eigenvalue of a matrix, that is, the one with the largest magnitude. You start with a random vector and repeatedly multiply it by the matrix. Over time, it aligns itself with the direction of the dominant eigenvector. And from there, we can estimate the corresponding eigenvalue. Let's try this with a small matrix A that has elements 2, 1, 1, and 3, and our initial vector x0 with values 1 and 1. Iteration 1 is to multiply the vector with the matrix. Then we normalize it to prevent overflow. We repeat it with iteration number 2 and normalize it again. Keep doing this until the vector stabilizes. Then compute the Rayleigh quotient to estimate the eigenvalue. This approach converges well when the matrix has a dominant eigenvalue, and it gives us a great approximation without the need of characteristic polynomials. So to summarize today, We learned how LU decomposition methods, Doolittle, and Cholsky, simplify solving linear systems. We understood when each decomposition works best, and we saw how the power method gives us an iterative way to approximate the largest eigenvalue and eigenvector. These techniques are just not theoretical. They power simulations, solve massive systems in seconds, and enable real-time AI computations. In our next video, we will deep dive into spline interpolation and approximation, one of the smoothest ways to fit curves through discrete data. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to help us grow. I will see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.